want to take that back?
Uh,
Do it like it's the first time.
no, that's the new intro now.
I was hoping so. Psychological mind tricks. There we go, baby. Hi everyone. It's Grey Gardens. This episode.
Grey Gardens.
Grey.
Do you mean the 1970s documentary by the Maysles brothers? Is that if that's how you pronounce it?
Yes.
Whoa, awesome.
We're talking about the documentary. No, we're not. Because that was a real movie.
That was a theatrical feature film, and also we don't do documentaries on this show.
Yeah. We could, maybe. Probably not.
We
It would
won't.
have to be
We don't
a
include them
very
on the list,
okay, well then, never fucking mind.
or I guess
Uh,
I don't include them on the list.
That's true. You are in charge of that. No, we're talking about the HBO movie from 2009 with Drew Barrymore and Jessica Lange as Little and Big Edie, respectively. Which I picked out for this month because we haven't never done prestige movies,
Mhm.
but we
Like
haven't done many.
our very first film on this show was
Yeah,
a prestige biopic.
but like you could probably name on one hand the amount of like genuine prestige type movies we've done. We've done Gia, we did 12 Angry Men. The Rat Pack is probably intended to be prestige, just not successfully.
In broad
Uh,
daylight, kind of.
yeah, I think that one, Life and Death of Peter Sellers, being
Cheerleading murdering mom or
right.
cheerleader murdering
Okay,
mom.
so yeah, more than a handful, but still not many.
Big Dreams and Broken
Relatively
Hearts, the
speaking,
Dottie West story.
I don't think every biopic necessarily lends it because like Liz and Dick, not prestige.
Ruby and Oswald, you're saying that's not prestige?
Well, I think that one at the time certainly was, but
Maybe.
I don't think it's inherent to the fact of being a biopic. I don't think, right? Because Showtime did Liz and Dick, right? I think
Lifetime.
so. Lifetime. Okay, one of the times. Um,
No, Showtime makes real movies.
that's true. We've done some Showtime movies. I think
Yeah,
we must have at this
at
point,
least
just like
one.
statistically. I
I
can't name any of them, but yeah, I mean, I wanted to do something that was like one of the more notable prestige ones, and it was down to this and Behind the Candelabra, and we picked live on air by some hijinks on our It episode that we would be doing Grey Gardens, and here we are.
which I want to say, like, the way you did it just heavily favored me because you gave Cass, like, hey, pick a number 1 through 100, and then basically I got a 50-50 chance.
Well,
Meanwhile,
that's how it always
I
works when
know,
you're doing
but
those. That's not
but
heavily
it's
favoring.
supposed to be like 3, 2, 1, name the number, and it's just like, okay,
I've never seen it done that way.
really?
No, I've always seen just pick a number and then go in order. Yeah, I that would the way that you're describing it makes more sense, but I've never seen it done that way. Fascinating.
You
Uh,
you have a lot to learn, young man.
we live such different lives. I am the little Edie of this episode, uh, which means I should probably do the whole episode talking like this. I think, right? That's how
Oh
I
my
should do
God.
it.
We are kind of big Edie, little Edie.
I said that as a joke. It's not too far off, kind of. Who's to say? I'm here with my great aspirations, and you're here trying to fuck the piano guy.
And
And
I'm old and decrepit.
yes,
27 years old makes me big Edie.
and me at a spry young 26.
I, I didn't realize we were that close in age. I knew you were
Oh,
younger, but I didn't
well, I
realize it
mean,
was that close.
26 as of like
Oh yeah, true.
11 days ago.
Yeah, we're
Because it's my birthday month. That's why we're here.
we're
We know
we're a
this.
year and a half apart.
Yeah. Yeah, half a year because of the whole
November thing.
yeah,
May, November.
the months happen to like work out evenly halfway apart from each other. Which is convenient for the purposes of this sort of project. And yeah, let me do the rundown here to get into it. Well, actually, no, let's do some more intro talk because I want to know like your initial thoughts after having watched this and like your relationship to Grey Gardens, the the original documentary and everything,
Sure thing.
just to like
Uh,
set the stage.
and this was on my priority list after all. That's part of that's
Yes,
uh but yeah, so it's like really like I've seen the original documentary once, probably like not a decade ago, but somewhere around then, probably like 2017, 2018 is when it was the first and only time I watched it. And I remember liking it at the time, but I also couldn't tell you much about it. I should have rewatched it for this, but whatever. But
I thought about doing that as well, but I ended up not having the time.
but also I think this does a good job of like making giving you the feel of the documentary while also, you know, expanding upon the lives and everything. It has a good back and forth. But anyway, I think the real reason this was on my priority list was just because I thought Drew Barrymore and Jessica Lange playing these characters would be fun. It's just like this is a movie that's selling you on actresses actressing, and that is exactly what you get.
Very much so.
It is solely like it is solely great because of the actresses. Like the rest of it, standard TV movie fare, but the performances by the two leads especially are fantastic.
Yes, it certainly justifies its existence. It's not just a retelling of the documentary. It does at times have recreations of particular moments, like the Fourth of July dance and everything. Like there are moments from the doc that are recreated here and reenacted by Barrymore and Lang. But it at the end of the day, when you're done watching this, you don't come away from it feeling, well, I could have just watched the documentary and gotten all of that. It it stands alone as its own sort of artifact in sort of in connection to the original. And I was sort of wary of that going into this because I've seen the documentary a couple times. It's also been a while for me. I don't have the same degree of like camp reverence for it that a lot of people do. I'm sure no, it's great. It's a great documentary. But I don't have it memorized. I'm not one of those people that like watches it every year, gets together with some friends to just like watch Grey Gardens for the cult masterpiece that it is. And
Mhm.
it is. It's a great documentary. It's a great piece of filmmaking. It's very fascinating, but I don't have the same kind of reverence for it that a lot of people do that I know. But I think, you know, coming into this movie with that in mind, I did still get a lot out of this. I found it to be a very watchable movie.
Mhm. Like, like I said, it's a standard TV movie. It goes through the same kind of like has the same flow, the same kind of beats you kind of expect from if you think of a TV movie biopic, it's like, yeah, it goes through these beats of how they ended up where you know they end up. And it's like, but it, it's, yeah, like you said, it's very watchable. And again, especially because of the performances, like, if I could just talk about the two, it's like I said in my letterbox review as much, but like Jessica Lange is actually my one note. I took exactly one note when watching this movie because a lot of it because I was mainly just focused on the movie. I enjoyed
Yeah.
watching the movie, didn't take spare mind to take notes, but my one note is Jessica Lange is langing all over the place. Because
Yes.
it feels very reminiscent of other big Jessica Lange performances like in American Horror Story or in Feud, where it's like especially in the younger big Edie scenes, like she feels very much Jessica Lange, but then over the course of it, she kind of turns into the character from the documentary, Big Edie, as you know and love her. But then Drew
Yes.
Barrymore, every single scene where Drew Barrymore is on screen, I glued to her.
She's
She
so
is so
fucking good
perfect.
in this. This
Like
is one of the best performances we've talked about on this show.
I
Like I am willing to say that up front. She's incredible here.
like so fantastic. Like I'm not going to spoil the Dennehy's or anything, but she is certainly near the top there.
Yeah. And I get why Lang is the one that wins the Emmy out of the two of them ultimately.
So Drew
But
Barrymore
like,
wins the Golden Globe.
yes. Yeah, I think we'll talk about it. I didn't write down any of the Golden Globe stuff. So when we get to awards, which there's a lot to talk about with this one because we're
Cool.
talking prestige, uh, I can go down the Emmys. And if you want to pipe in with any of the other stuff, because I wrote down all the Emmy stuff in my notes.
Yeah, I'll
Uh,
I'll get those ready.
okay, perfect. Let me do the rundown of the movie and its whole deal. We are talking about Grey Gardens from 2009, directed by Michael. I don't know how to pronounce this name. Do you have any guesses? Sucsy. I don't want to just say Suxy.
Sushi,
Sushi? Sushi?
maybe.
We'll call him Sushi.
We'll call him sushi.
Written by Michael Sushi and Patricia Rozema, starring Drew Barrymore, Jessica Lange, Jean Triplehorn, Malcolm Getz, Daniel Baldwin, Ken Howard, Ari Gross, Justin Lewis. Some Kenneth Walsh is in this. Wyndham Earle from Twin Peaks for a scene. Or Welsh, sorry, not Walsh.
Wait, who
Is
was
it not,
he?
he was Max Gordon
Oh.
in the scene where Edie does the whole dance at the dinner, which is so good. So when she goes up to him after her modeling gig and like does sort of a dinner audition for him,
Hmm.
that was Kenneth Welsh.
He was fun.
Yeah, the movie was broadcast April 18th, 2009 on HBO. For the second week in a row, opposite it at the same time on ABC was Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I don't know how we managed to do that.
Also for the second week in a row,
Daniel
Daniel
Baldwin.
Baldwin.
Yes, much more interesting in this one than in Anonymous Rex. But those two movies have those two things in common, and also have in common two actresses who famously played Joan Crawford. So
Hmm.
truly, this and Anonymous Rex were meant to be side by
Hmm.
side.
Yeah,
Uh,
when I was watching the movie, I was thinking it's like for an introduction, is this like welcome back to Prestige TV Movie Month? It's like we're just talking about four Prestige TV movies.
yep, I do. I've brought that up to you before. I do think we should do that one of
I
these.
I have written it down as like month ideas is on like the little uh, Google Doc I have.
Okay, cool. You should send me that Google Doc at some point because I don't think I've seen that.
Not, yeah,
Uh,
it's just like a thing. It's just like just to keep
yeah,
track of like what months we've already assigned things and like yeah, I can
yeah.
send that or share that with you.
Uh, Other
Anyway,
things opposite it on CBS, there was an episode of CSI New York, and then some 48 Hours. On Fox, there was NASCAR. On NBC, there was a show called Kings, and an episode of Law and Order SVU with Tom Noonan in it.
Tom
Uh,
Noonan.
yeah,
I don't really know who that is, but whatever.
yeah, from Manhunter and Synecdoche, New York, and if you
Oh, the
very,
main guy in
very
Manhunter.
yeah,
No.
Dollarhide,
Oh,
the
that guy. Yeah.
tall bald guy that shows
Yes.
up as a character actor in a bunch of stuff. If you saw a picture of him, you'd recognize him. But
Yeah, I know him now.
yeah.
He was in that one movie that was just like him and the other person.
Oh, Anomalisa?
No,
Because he
it's
is
like
in that. He is the voice of everyone
I know
else that's
that, but
not. Yeah.
that one movie that's just him and the other person. Let me look it up. It's like I see it on like the highest rated movies list on Letterboxd.
I don't know this one.
What happened was
Oh, I don't think I know anything
directed
about
by
that
Tom
one.
Noonan as well.
Oh, well, there you go. Good for you, Tom Noonan.
Yeah, I
Um,
gave it a 3.5.
well, fair enough. Shall we talk about the movie itself? Which I mean, you say you took the one note. I didn't take too many. I probably took maybe less than a dozen, and they're very sparse. Barrymore is very good. Well, let's talk about each of them individually, like really go in on their
Mhm.
performances here. Uh, who do you want to start with?
Let's start with Lang.
Okay. She is, I mean, this is, you mentioned those American Horror Story and Feud and the whole Ryan Murphy thing. This is like not necessarily the comeback, but this does sort of reinvigorate her career after a less than fruitful 2000s where she's making movies like Prozac Nation, right? That's in the 2000s, and
Let's see.
Masked and Anonymous, and she's briefly in Big Fish. She's briefly in Broken Flowers,
Oh, wow.
but it's
This
it's like Bonneville, Never Was, Don't Come Knocking. I have now listed every theatrically released feature film she made in the
Oh, she
2000s.
was in Sybil. The new Sybil with Tammy
Right.
Blanchard.
Yes, they did remake that, didn't they? Yeah, she was. I mean, she had been doing a lot of TV stuff at this time as well.
Oh yeah.
But this was like,
Oh, and she was
uh,
of
uh
course in Normal, the thing she did with
right,
Tom
Wilkinson.
what's his name? Tom something?
Wilkinson.
Wilkinson, yes.
Yes.
Uh which is definitely going to be on this podcast at some point in the future
Oh, I'm
for
sure.
reasons.
Oh,
Don't
I'm
look it up
sure.
if you don't know what it is. You will
I
find
don't.
out.
I don't. Okay. But yeah, this, she gets this. It's a big sort of career reinvigoration. And then from then on, you look at her TV credits, and it's a lot, and it's all Ryan Murphy. And that Horace and Pete web series thing
Oh yeah.
that I have not seen, but
Yeah, like
people seem to like. And then it was people stopped talking about it for reasons.
yeah, that one was so big and then everybody quick agreed to just not mention it again for reasons.
Yep, never again. But she was apparently in 3 episodes of that. It's very funny to look at this the Wikipedia like table of her credits of TV credits. It lists the channel for everything. So it's like Showtime, CBS, PBS, HBO, CBS, HBO, FX, LouisCK.net, FX, Netflix, FX, HBO, FX. Oh boy.
LouisCK.net.
LouisCK.net.
That's my favorite streaming service.
Yep. Has all my favorite programs on it. Uh but no, she like
I am curious to see if that is still a functioning website.
will find out live
It
on
is
air.
not.
Unsurprised what, he's not using it to publish his new book that's been going around
Oh my
Twitter?
God, yeah.
His terrible farm book?
Hmm.
When I was a young and small boy or whatever, young and new boy. Fucking whatever. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about LouisCK.net.
We are
We
because
are.
I have a little suspicion that this might not be the most verbose episode
That's
because
true.
we're going
Because
to be running in circles around Jessica Lange and Drew Barrymore.
yes, there's. I mean, it's not that this is a bad movie outside of them, but there's not as much to talk about because it's so much just about the two of them. And
Yeah,
like other cast members are good, but not the most notable. We're not
and
going
like
to really spend a lot of time on Daniel Baldwin again.
this is just what happens when we talk about normal movies. It's like when we
Yes,
can't really
normal
dig
good
into the
movies.
plots.
Yeah, there's not really. I mean, we can look briefly do the plot. It's split in timelines. It's you're seeing them in the late 30s, right? It's like
Well, it goes
38,
over
39.
time. It's like,
Yeah, but
but
like
yeah,
is when
it's
it
in the
starts.
midst of the depression is when it starts.
Yes. And then it's cutting back and forth between the two of them back then and the two of them in the in the lead up to the Grey Gardens documentary, living destitutely at Grey Gardens, visited by Jackie Kennedy, visited by the Maisels while they're originally making a documentary about the Bouvier Kennedys, and then coming to the Beales and pitching them on Grey Gardens. And it's, jumping back and forth between the two of that. And you get your requisite, like, little winking nods in the past that they're referencing to, like, Jackie Kennedy and alopecia and cats and all these things. Like, hey, you know where this is going. You're an audience. You know that. So it has its fair share of that, and it works well. I'll say it's a pretty good, like, just as far as if you don't know anything about Grey Gardens, the documentary, or the two women at the center of it, one, why are you watching this movie? But two, if you are, like, it doesn't. It's not the sort of thing where you have to be deeply enmeshed in the real story and the real people in order to get anything out of this. It stands alone as far as, like, presenting a compelling narrative about compelling characters.
Exactly. Like it is just is more about the characters than it is about their lives. I think is a good way to put it.
Yeah, you don't need to go into this knowing every intricate detail about little Edie and her, like, affair with Daniel Baldwin, the Secretary of the Interior or whatever he is, and her aspirations for a performing career that didn't really get to
Hmm.
go anywhere. You don't really need to go into it knowing all these things ahead of time. And it's not like intending to be some historical document telling you all this either. It just functions as a character drama because that's what's always been the most interesting thing about these two is the two of them as personalities versus as the history of them, how they got there. Obviously it's compelling to know that like they were rich and now they live in this sort of run down borderline hellhole of an estate. But like
Hmm.
the documentary is not a documentary telling you about how they got here. It's just, well, they're here. Let's spend some time with these quirky ladies. And this movie like is much more about the history, but it doesn't feel like it's a history lesson.
Yeah. I wish I had more to say, but it's just like, yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
You're right.
thank you. No, it doesn't feel like it's you know is bogged down in the details. And I did find like I did not really remember from the documentary from the couple times I've seen it really any of the stuff with the father. The who I don't like. I mean, they talk about him some, and I remember the thing with the portrait, but
Mhm.
there's I don't know. He's not the most present character in this movie either, but
I
there's some
mean,
interesting stuff going on.
that's the thing about him. He's not very present.
Yes, exactly. But I thought Ken Howard, right? That's the actor playing him. I should probably know that.
That
Yes,
sounds
Ken
right.
Howard. Yes. I don't know if he's necessarily winning an Emmy worthy, but he did, so good for him.
Wait, he won an Emmy? Huh.
Yeah, he won supporting actor. We'll talk about it when we get to the Emmys and all the other stuff there. But yeah, he was one of the 6 Emmys that this movie won.
Wow.
Good for him.
Yeah. Also loved him in 1776 as
Haven't seen
Thomas
that,
Jefferson.
but yeah, I looked a little bit into his career because he looked so familiar, and I don't know ultimately what I would have seen him in. It was a big TV actor. Like that's probably ultimately why he wins this Emmy is because he'd been around on TV forever. Uh, but
Oh, wow. There is a lot of made-for-TV movies on here.
yes, yeah, well, I'm sure we will be. It's entirely possible we have already talked about him, and I don't remember.
Yeah, we're definitely going to talk about Superdome and He's Not Your Son and Rage of Angels, The Story Continues and Heart to Heart Returns and Something Borrowed, Something Blue and The Council of Dads.
Love that. Uh, yeah, good for
Oh,
you, Ken Howard.
awesome.
He was the SAG president for like 7 years.
Oh, cool.
So that's cool. Uh, yeah,
Hmm.
good for you. He's pretty good in this. Not the story. Don't really have anything to say about him otherwise, but he was good. Uh, Supporting cast in general, like Daniel Baldwin is fine. The two guys playing the Maisels are good when they pop up. Jean Triplehorn in her one scene as Jackie, which is, I mean, it's great casting. If
Yes.
nothing else, like you look at Jean Triplehorn, and it's kind of a miracle it took this long for someone to cast her as Jackie Kennedy because, like, come on, it's right there. Uh, she doesn't really get much to do. She's in a scene, and she's kind of just looking distressed at the state of things at Grey Gardens and the
Which
state of these women,
a
which
great
fair.
distress performance.
Yes, it's a great one. Like she just pops up to show up and be like on the verge of vomiting every second. The way she delivers the line of "that cat is going to the bathroom on the back of your portrait" is
Yes.
very good.
Oh,
Uh,
speaking of lines, there was one I wrote down from Drew Barrymore.
so you didn't just take one note
I
fucking liar.
it wasn't a note, but it was in my TV movie awards list.
Ah, okay.
Uh, Edith Beale, poet, temptress, entertainer.
Yes, I did write that down. Note write down that line as well. It's very good. Yeah, I didn't write a few. I excuse me. I didn't write down that many notes as far as lines from the movie, but I did write a few, and that was one of them. I also wrote when they're being pitched on the documentary at the very beginning, when little Edie says, "I'll need a clause in my contract that lets me do other movies."
Yes.
Great encapsulation of her whole deal and her. I don't want to say naivete or like obliviousness, but her I don't want to say delusions either. There's not a really nice way to say that she saw herself and her situation differently than how things really were. But it's a great encapsulation of that. And then I also liked the other line I wrote down specifically was when Gould, the piano guy,
Yes.
house worker, that Jessica Lange is very clearly like trying to fuck, and maybe is fucking. I couldn't tell. Um,
I think they have something, but also it seems like he's really just there for music and like
yes,
the fucking's a side thing.
I also couldn't tell if that was two different guys. I couldn't tell if the guy talking about the finances and the guy playing the piano were the same person. I
I
think they were.
I thought they were the same person, but
Uh,
now that you mention it, maybe they weren't.
on the assumption that they're the same person, because I think they are. When he's talking about finances and uh, the allowance she gets from her ex husband, and there's some bill he brings up, and she says, "Oh, send it to my husband," and he says, "I did. Your husband's wife sent it back." I thought that was fun. I thought
Hmm.
that was just all the stuff with husbands and when Drew Barrymore is talking to Daniel Baldwin about how she's done with bachelors because bachelors are so inconsistent, and that's why she's only into married men because married men are not always there, but when they are there, they're all there and everything. And that was a fun little flirtation between the two of them.
Hmm.
I liked their scenes together. I thought he did a good job as being the like skeezy politician that's having an affair with this weirdo.
Yeah, but you just gotta wonder, what if he was a dinosaur under that?
That's true.
What if he was a Triceratops?
I thought you were gonna say, you got to wonder if this was a real movie, would it have been Alec?
It it probably would have been like,
Yes.
especially at this time, like.
Yeah, this is like it's complicated type Alec Baldwin, like
Mhm.
right as 30 Rock is starting. Right, because 30 Rock
Yeah, that was like
started in
2008 when that
2000,
began,
somewhere
maybe
around there.
earlier.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, this is like it. I mean, no shade to Daniel Baldwin, who I do have a an appreciation for because I've been going back and watching Homicide: Life on the Street, and he's one of the leads on that, and he's very good on that show. I mean, everyone in that main cast is very good, but like it's one of those things where you watch and you're like, oh, Daniel Baldwin actually is a pretty good actor when he's in this mode.
Wait, is Homicide the reason he was cast at Anonymous Rex?
I mean, it was probably just like another cop show. It's just, because it was when it was going to be a series. It's like, you're getting a second lead in a TV show. I don't think it was like specifically a callback to Homicide so much as it was just like that was a mode where he thrived. I wouldn't be surprised if he's right now on another cop show that nobody knows about, but like thousands and
He
millions of people are
he's
watching.
he's the Donnie Wahlberg of the Baldwins.
Yeah, I would say that's probably true. I don't know what Steven or Billy are up to currently that would put them above Daniel as far as that.
I just meant that Donnie Wahlberg is also seemingly in just a different cop show every time you look at him.
Well, yes, but at least he's still consistently working. And I could not tell you that confidently about the other Baldwins or the other Wahlbergs. So by default, they're both second banana
What
to
what other Wahlbergs are there?
I know there's a sister. I don't know anything. I see that's the thing. I couldn't even name you the other Wahlbergs. I know they're out there. I don't know any of them. So at least the
Truth is out
Baldwins,
there.
at
I
least
will.
the Wahlbergs are out there.
The Wahlburgers, as it were.
I want to believe, bro. Anyway.
Daddy mother for me.
Oh, yep. What else? What else about Grey Gardens? I like the little montage they do when they're renovating Grey Gardens. I thought that was a fun little moment that uh I don't know.
I
It was one of the few
I
notes I took.
I do really like the whole sequence when like the I don't think it's the cops, but it's just like the people who are like, "Hey, you got to fix your house. No one
Yes,
can legally live here."
or
And
not even just like it is unfit for human and even animal residents.
it
They've been getting complaints from neighbors. Which ones?
downwind
Well,
of them.
mostly the ones downwind of you. Yeah, they do a very good job, I will say. To praise something from this movie that's not just the two leads, the production design on Grey Gardens when it is at its most destitute is really well done. Like it feels like a death trap. It really does feel like, oh, they could have repurposed this set for like a survival horror movie. Like a if they did like
Mhm.
a live action like Silent Hill or Outlast or whatever TV show. Like they could have used that set because it is just grimy and they did not, skimp out on making it look like these two sort of batty old hoarders had been living there alone for years. That pile of cat food cans in the living room
Mhm.
is so disgusting. It's really well done set design.
Absolutely perfect.
Like you feel when Jackie walks into that building and
Yes.
like like takes off her head wrap to put it in front of her nose. Like it feels like you can smell this building. It is really well done.
Hmm. Yeah. Also, it's like I think it's so funny that but going back to Jean Triplehorn, the fact she won an Emmy for that one scene is very
Oh,
funny to me.
she was just nominated. She didn't win an Emmy.
I'm I thought for sure she won. I thought
No, no, she was nominated. Ken Howard and Jessica Lange won, but she was just nominated. She may have won a Golden Globe, but
oh, she was okay. I think I just mixed up Ken Howard and Jean Triplehorn there when I
yeah,
was looking at the wins and nominations.
yeah, that would make sense. Um, but yeah, uh, uh, let's talk about Drew. Let's talk about Drew Barrymore as Little Edie.
Queen. Oh
What
my God.
a tremendous performance that, like, at first glance would be very easy to dismiss as just like a borderline one note impression. Um, Especially because it's such a big character and such a big personality that she's playing. And the voice is a lot of it. And it could be very easy to just dismiss it as, oh, well, she's just doing this voice. But there's so much more to this performance. She is really dedicating her entire person to this, and it's is really remarkable.
Mhm. Like I said, it's every moment she's on screen, you are glued to her because she is doing so much so perfectly that it's just impossible to look away. It's just everything to me. It is everything you want from this performance and more.
Yes, she's just physically so good at embodying when she's doing the one scene where she's I don't even know, oh, when she's talking about the sort of practicality of wearing shorts under your dress and your leggings and all this, which
Yes.
is just lifted from the doc and everything. But she's doing all this, and then she just sort of like fades back through some wall in the garden, through some door, and they go after her, and she pops back around the wall. How was I? Should I do it again? And all that, and just like she's so giddy when she's just it's sort of infectious, the degree of earnestness that she plays her with. And she does get her big dramatic emotional scenes. There's the big blow up fight between the two of them at the very end about going to the premiere and everything. But by and large, a lot of this movie, she is just that same sort of happily clueless little Edie that is what you want out of this. You don't want this to be like a real like down to earth, grounded, like let's look at the real woman. Because by all accounts, that's how she really was. She was that same sort of person that you saw in the documentary all the time. And a lesser version of this would have like for the sake of I don't even know, like would have downplayed that. And I think it's props to Drew for not downplaying that, but also not making it a joke at the same time.
Yeah, and also something that Drew Barrymore really captures is that like little Edie does have a little bit of like the it factor, a little bit of the star power. Like she is just an entertaining personality. She is somebody like you want to talk to her. You want to hear more of her stories. And it's just like just she is she captures that infectiousness, that energy so well.
Yeah, this movie is not gawking at them in the way that like the documentary sort of has a false reputation for being like
Yeah.
gawking at them when it's not. It's just genuinely interested in the two of them. But the reputation over the years has become sort of a perverse sort of thing in that kind of way that like oh we're
Yeah.
and there was I did have a little bit of hesitation. I mean I knew people really liked this one, so I had high hopes, but there was a part of me that was like, is this going to feel a little gross at the expense of these two? But it doesn't, and I think a big part of that is because of Barrymore's commitment to her depiction of Little Edie.
hmm Yeah. And I was reading up on like the behind the scenes of the documentary and everything. And it's like the two minds about it where it's like how the documentary is letting them tell them their story in their own words, but it's also like kind of exploiting their story to make entertainment out of it. It's like and that's just kind of something that comes up with a lot of documentaries about people, about regular otherwise regular people who are thrust into the limelight. Right? And it's like, but yeah, this movie does a great job of making sure it's not making fun of them. It is like celebrating and just uh like learning about them.
Yeah, a lesser version of this would have had the scene where she does her routine for Max Gordon, which it is a little bit silly in this, but it's not, the whole table bursts out laughing when she leaves. It does seem like they're genuinely like, oh, she was a bit odd, but like she does have a spark. She is a good performer. That's just, not your typical, singer dancer of the time. At the end, like the credits of this movie are her singing in a nightclub, and like she's not great. She gets the lines wrong a little bit. She sort of hums through it, but she has the spark. She has the like she is, for better or worse, giving her all to this performance. And that feels very true to life. It doesn't feel like, again, a lesser version of this when she goes to the premiere would have, could have played something with like, oh, she's seeing the people in the audience laugh at her and it makes her self-conscious. But
Mhm.
that's not the case. And I admire the movie for not going what could have easily been that route. And I was a little cautious that it might veer into that. And I was glad that it did.
Very glad that this movie turned out the way it did.
Yeah. And I hate to make this comparison because again we're talking about someone we don't really like at all. But it felt well, I mean, I'm not even really making the comparison because I think this does it better. But James Franco as Tommy Wiseau feel like,
Yes.
taking such a big personality that lacks the self-awareness, but makes up for it with, twice as much earnestness. Uh, and how easily that performance can be pinned down to just doing the voice, the like very distinct voice. I think Barrymore here is a lot better than Franco is there, but
Yeah.
I did sort of see shades of that in this.
Yeah. And another difference is that I think Disaster Artist is still focused on making fun, make a bit of making fun of Tommy Wiseau and stuff like that. And but
Yes.
also like Tommy Wiseau is a character that is it feels better to make fun of him because he is kind of a piece of shit.
Yes. Yeah. There's a lot more there's a lot more going on there than is here.
Yeah.
But yeah, Barrymore's great.
God,
Lang is great. I don't
remember
want to
Disaster Artist? Like
remember.
that's a movie no one talks about since has talked about since 2018.
Yes, truly. That is has come and gone very, very quietly. Um yeah, I don't want to downplay Lang's performance in praising Barrymore because I mean Barrymore is great. Lang is also great. She's also very good in this. I don't think the I mean it's not that Big Edie is a smaller character like or a less uh, uh distinct character because that's still a very big personality, just in a very different mode. But she's also very good in this. I don't want it to seem like I'm sliding her by having Barrymore so clearly as my MVP.
Yeah, like they are both it I feel like this about like a lot of movies. Like I think most notably recently was when I watched the movie Mass, which is the
Yeah.
Martha Plimpton, Anton Dowd, uh Jason Isaacs movie. It's like everybody's
What?
great. Like
No love for
everybody's
Reed Birney?
yeah, and Reed Birney. I just couldn't remember his name. Uh love him. Loved
Very,
him.
very Gilligan's Island season one and the rest.
Sorry, Reed Birney. I love you. Love you. Anyway,
Reed Birney Stan account. The lone. Nope, that's a different podcast. Televised the TV movie story.
yeah, get in the comments, Reed Birney Stan accounts. Roast my ass, please.
Yes.
Anyway, uh, but
Get on the show, Reed Birney. We'd love to have you.
please, Reed Birney. Like you're probably in TV movies. Let us watch one
Oh,
of
I'm
them with you.
sure. I would be shocked if he's never done one.
Anyway, uh, in the movie
Yes.
Mass, it's like, wow, these are four incredible performances. But also, Martha Plimpton's easily the best one, in my
Yes.
opinion, at least.
Oh, yeah. I remember feeling the same way. That's not a movie I've really felt like revisiting since 2020, uh, for a number of reasons.
It it's at least it's not the same reasons as the Disaster Artist, at least. It's more
No,
just like you're
yes,
not
but it's just
emotionally
like,
ready to revisit it.
yeah, I'm not like, oh, it's a nice evening in. What do I want to watch? How about this exploration of grief about a school shooting
Uh yeah, great
or
movie.
a mass shooting? I don't remember specifically if it's at a school.
I
Um,
think it was a school shooting.
Probably they're teenagers that we're talking about here, so it stands to reason. But yeah, like Lang is still great in this. It's a very compelling performance, and a really good. Once she is playing Big Edie, she really does disappear into that uh, uh, character. Like if you showed me those clips and asked me just to say who that was, without context, I would not guess Jessica Lange. And it's not just because of the prosthetics, but like the voice work and the way she's carrying herself in that bed. It's a really profound transformation that she gets herself over to.
There is an act because you're talking about I just suddenly remembered something I was thinking while watching the movie, and I need to look up the actor I'm talking about. Um, oh, funny that it's actually the same name, but it's uh Jessica Lange as Big Edie reminded me so much of Edith Massey from like all the John Waters movies. Like,
Yes, yes,
uh,
yeah.
it's just like, and now it's just like I want to see Jessica Lange like in a John Waters movie. Like, put
Oh,
her
I'm
back in the
sure.
70s and get her in one.
I mean, it's like that tweet. Fucking.
Yes, Ryan
Uh,
Murphy wants to be John Waters. John Waters wants to be the Hamburglar.
yes, but the first one is Sean Levy wants to be. No, not Sean Levy. Fuck, what's his name? The Malcolm and Marie.
Oh, Sam Levinson.
Sam Levinson wants to be Ryan Murphy. Ryan Murphy wants to be John Waters. John wants John Waters. No, not even wants to be. Thinks he's
Yeah. Thinks
Sam
he's
Levinson. Thinks he's Ryan Murphy. Ryan Murphy thinks he's John Waters. John Waters thinks he's the Hamburglar. Perfect tweet. No iteration on that joke has ever been as funny as the
I
original.
I've definitely tried, but for
There
the
are good ones. There are good ones out there, but nobody has captured that quite as perfectly as John Waters thinks he's the Hamburglar.
mhm,
It's perfect tweet. Perfect tweet.
perfect.
Um, one
Uh,
of the best.
are we done with the movie and want to get into
Yeah,
the awards and stuff?
yeah, because I don't really have much more to say about the movie. It was a good movie. But yeah, let's because we specifically are talking about this one for its prestige factor. Let's talk about this was a 17-time Emmy nominee.
Is
Won
that the
six.
most Emmy nominations we've had?
I think it's one of the most for a TV movie, right? Didn't when we did the Life and Death of Peter Sellers, wasn't this isn't this like tied for the most nominations
Maybe. I
for a TV? Yeah, because I remember we went into that and I was like, oh, when we were talking about that, I said we should talk about Grey Gardens sooner rather than later.
sure.
I
I
think.
I don't remember this that well, but I do trust you.
Well, let me see. Most nominations for a TV movie. Yes, it's a four-way tie between this two Eleanor and Franklin Roosevelt
Yes.
movies from the 70s and Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee, all with 17. So, yes, this is one of the most nominations for a TV movie ever, and with good reason. Is it the best TV movie ever? No, but I totally understand why it gets 17 Emmy
Oh yeah.
nominations.
Like it is just a thoroughly well-crafted movie. It's like when something has all those nominations, it's because of like it has a lot of great technical aspects, and this has a lot of great technical
It
aspects.
does. So to run down all of those, I'm not going to spend too much time on all of them, but at least for the acting nominations and the best made for TV movie, I did write down the other nominees. So it wins best made for TV movie, beating out Coco Chanel, Into the Storm, Prayers for Bobby, and Taking a Chance. Like we said, Jessica Lange wins Best Actress in a miniseries or movie, beating out Drew Barrymore, also nominated for this, Shirley MacLaine for Coco Chanel, Sigourney Weaver for Prayers for Bobby, and Chandra Wilson for Accidental Friendship. Ken Howard also wins Supporting Actor in a series of movie or miniseries or movie, not series, beating out Len Cariou for Into the Storm, Tom Courtenay for Little Dorrit, Andy Serkis for Little Dorrit, and Bob Newhart for The Librarian: Curse of the Judas Chalice. Which one of
Hey,
these days we're gonna have to do some of those Noah Wiley librarian movies.
is it
Uh,
Wiley? I always thought it was Weil.
no, it's Wiley.
Wow. I
Yeah,
just do not care about him.
I don't really either. I don't watch The Pit or anything, but those librarian movies sure look fun.
I do have many friends who are obsessed with the Pit, and one specific friend who is obsessed with him and the librarian movies, who desperately wants me to talk about it on the show, and so she can be a guest, and so she can rant and rave about him.
Absolutely. Tell that friend it's coming sooner rather than later. We got to talk about those. I don't remember what movie it was, but some movie very early on Lone Acting Nominees when I was watching it on probably Tubi or something, some streaming service. Every time it would cut to an ad break, it showed the same ad for the Librarian Curse of the Judas Chalice, which I had never heard of. I'd never heard of this librarian franchise. Uh, but they seem wild and very fun. And we got to do those at some point.
Mhm.
Uh, Supporting actress in a miniseries or movie, Jean Triplehorn nominated, loses to Shohreh Aghdashloo for House of Saddam.
Hmm.
Also nominated Marcia Gay Harden for The Courageous Heart of Irina Sendler, Janet McTeer for Into the Storm, and Cicely Tyson for Relative Stranger. Nominated for Best Directing for a miniseries, movie, or special, loses to Dearblo Walsh for Little Dorrit. Nominated for Best Writing for a miniseries or movie, loses to Little Dorrit. Wins Best Art Direction for a miniseries or movie in a tie with Little Dorrit. Nominated for Best Casting in a miniseries or movie, loses to.
Little Dorrit,
Yep. Nominated for Best Cinematography in a miniseries or movie, loses to.
Little Dorrit.
Yes. Nominated for best costumes in a miniseries or movie, loses to.
Little Dorrit.
Correct. Nominated for best makeup non-prosthetic in a miniseries or movie, loses to.
It wins.
No, it wins for prosthetic makeup. It doesn't win for
Oh, okay.
non-prosthetic.
But does it lose to Little Dorrit?
Yes, that's right. It loses to The Courageous Heart of Irina Sendler.
Oh, of
Uh,
course.
it also wins for best hairstyling in a miniseries or movie. Nominated for best music composition, original dramatic score for a miniseries, movie, or special, loses to Into the Storm. We didn't really talk about the Rachel Portman score for it, but I think it's a solid music throughout the
It's
movie.
there.
Yeah, I mean it's Rachel Portman, who's great, so good for her. Nominated for best single camera editing for a miniseries or movie, loses to Taking Chance. And nominated for best sound mixing in a miniseries or movie, loses to Generation Kill.
Wait, so Little Dorrit is a
It's a
miniseries.
miniseries, yes, and
Okay.
it wins best miniseries.
Okay. Because I was just thinking it's just like Little Dorrit gets all these wins, yet doesn't wasn't even nominated for best TV movie, but then it's like, no, it's a miniseries. Of course, that's
Yeah,
why it doesn't get in there.
it's like a 14 episode miniseries, so not even something we could like even approach doing on this show.
Hmm. Do you want me to go through some of the other awards and nominations this got?
Yeah, hit me with some globes and what have you.
So Golden Globes, it got three nominations, two for Best Actress in a miniseries or TV movie, uh, with Drew Barrymore winning out over Jessica Lange, and it also wins Best Miniseries or Television Film as well. It was also nominated at the Screen Actors Guild for both Barrymore and Lange, with Barrymore winning. It also wins at Producers Guild. It wins or it's nominated at Writers Guild, and at the Dorian Award specifically, I enjoyed seeing this. It's nominated for three awards: TV Drama of the Year, which it wins; TV Performance of the Year Drama, which it wins; and Campy Flick of the Year, which it loses to Obsessed, which is the Idris Elba, Beyonce, and Ali
Ooh.
Lardo movie.
Oh, what else is in that category, actually? Please.
I could not find it. Like because I saw it like it shows that Grey Gardens was nominated on its Wikipedia
Oh,
page.
yeah,
And
I'm
then
seeing this
the
as well.
Dorian
Yeah.
Awards Wikipedia page only shows the winners, and the source for the winners is a dead link. So
Boo.
I do not know what else was nominated at this time, especially since I was just kind of quickly thrust into looking this up and found this out while we were recording this episode.
Oh, they do give a bunch of awards to a single man, though, which is good.
Yeah, Film of the Year for a Single Man, Colin Firth for Film Performance of the Year, LGBT film LGBT themed film of the year, and then of course Glee wins TV musical or comedy. Jane Lynch wins TV comedy performance of the year. Prayers for Bobby gets LGBT TV show of the year, and Glee also gets campy TV show of the year. It's a lot of fun. A
Good for them.
lot of Glee.
A lot of Glee.
Yeah, that's awards.
Yeah. I mean,
And speaking of
there's
awards,
yeah, and there's plenty of other stuff that it gets nominations for throughout the season as well. It's not just
yeah, that
those
wasn't
handful of
a
things.
exhaustive list.
That's a small collection of very many.
Yeah, it also won Critics' Choice for Best Picture Made for Television.
Yeah, I would imagine this probably ran the table that whole season of like, oh well, this is just going to win every best TV movie category
Now,
anywhere somewhere that awarded it.
now I'm looking to see if there's any other things it was nominated for but lost, but I think it seemed to have won everything that wasn't like for a different thing. Like it lost Directors Guild, it lost Writers Guild, but those are different things.
Yeah, it lost those at the Emmys as well.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so speaking of Best TV Movie Awards, you specifically asked me to make you a game surrounding the Emmy for Best Television Movie. And I thought the best way to do that was just go through the recent years of the category. So, Gordon, I'm going to list the lineups for the last six ceremonies of Best Television Movie, and you're going to tell me which one won.
Okay, this is going to be tough because I have not paid attention to really any of these.
That was the
Uh,
point.
Perfect.
And
Yeah,
also,
this
I just
category
want
has gone
off the
uh
rails.
yes.
Anyway, do you want me to start at 2025 or do you want me to start at 2020? I'll let you pick.
Oh, honestly, you could go further back than just that. I
I
feel like this could be a fun. Uh,
so the thing is, before 2020, you get like a long stretch where it's just like the winner is always Black Mirror or
oh yeah, that's true.
Sherlock Holmes or whatever, and it's just like that's
Yeah,
boring.
because those I don't get why that counts.
Yeah, and
Why would an episode of Sherlock?
then it's like before that it was both television and miniseries, and like that's boring.
Yeah.
And it's like
Okay.
it's these are the fun years. 2020 to
Okay.
2025 are the fun years.
Let's start with the most recent.
Okay, 2025. So nominees are Bridget Jones, Mad About the Boy, The Gorge, Mountainhead, Nanas, and Rebel Ridge. Which one won?
Uh, First off, it's Nona's, not Nana's. It's
I
Italian.
have not seen it.
I haven't either, but I am Italian. Um, I
So
feel
am
like
I.
I
Fuck you.
remember it was either the Gorge or Rebel Ridge. I don't think it was Nona's. I don't think it was.
Just I also just realized very mountainous year.
Yes, yeah,
Gorge, Mountainhead, and Ridge.
yeah. People did not like Mountainhead, so I don't think it was that, and I don't think it was Bridget Jones. I think I'm gonna say the Gorge.
It was Rebel Ridge.
Okay, okay. I could not remember.
2024. Uh, we have Mr. Monk's Last Case, a Monk movie, Quiz Lady, Red, White, and Royal Blue, Scoop, and Unfrosted.
Didn't they give it to Unfrosted?
No, they gave it to Quiz Lady.
Okay. I think I'm just remembering the fact that Unfrosted got nominated in the first
Yes.
place.
Like,
When there was something else big that they didn't nominate, right? Like, was that the year of the Taron Egerton like airplane or airport bomb carry
uh,
on or whatever?
yes, but though I don't think people were that up in arms about that not getting
But that was at
nominated.
least like a big one that people were like, oh well, this was fun. People liked this, but no Unfrosted instead. I feel like there was something like that that like lost out in favor of fucking Unfrosted.
I don't know. We are on to 2023, where we have Dolly Parton's Mountain Magic Christmas, Fire
More
Island,
mountains,
Hocus Pocus
islands.
2,
They
Prey, and Weird, the Al Yankovic story.
it was weird, right?
It was, in fact, weird. However,
Okay.
I do like this lineup. Like, we got three really good ones and two funny ones.
I have heard Prey is very good. I haven't seen it, but I liked Weird. I did see that one.
Have you seen Fire Island?
I have not, but I've seen bits of it and it seems fun.
It is my favorite of these.
Hell yeah.
2022, we have Chippendale Rescue Rangers, Ray Donovan the movie, Reno 911, The Hunt for QAnon, The Survivor, and Zoe's Extraordinary Christmas.
Chippendale?
It was, in fact, Chippendale Rescue
Okay.
Rangers that won, which is mind-boggling. That is one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Oh, I've heard people that really like that one.
I have heard that, and those people are stupid, stupid people. I do not understand how anyone could like that movie for a second. It is ugly, it is unfunny, it is intolerable.
Fascinating.
2021, Dolly Parton's Christmas on the Square, Oslo, Robin Roberts Presents Mahalia, Sylvie's Love, Uncle Frank.
Uh, Sylvia's Love, I remember people liking. Is it that one?
It is not that one. It is Dolly Parton's Christmas on the Square,
Well, there you
which
go.
I vividly remember this one winning. And it's just like I had watched Dolly Parton's Christmas on the Square, which is a terrible Christmas movie, but that one ended up winning. But
Well,
it's like
there you go.
beautifully terrible. Like Christine Baranski is in it. It's weird. But it's
Fun.
great. And
Fun.
then we have 2020, where we have American Son, Bad Education, Dolly Parton's Heartstrings, These Old Bones, El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie, and Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, Kimmy versus the Reverend.
Ooh, I was gonna say it was Bad Education for sure, but then is did El Camino? I
No,
feel
it
it was
it was
neither of those.
it was Bad Education.
Okay, it was a Bad Education. Okay,
Mhm.
okay,
Which Bad Education, very good choice. However, I
yes,
am a big fan of Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, and the Kimmy versus Reverend Choose Your Own Venture thing was really fun.
that's fun. Can I do some of these for you? Just to pull it up for the sake of it.
Sure, if you want. Like, I didn't really look too hard at any of the earlier years.
Okay. Uh, Pick a decade. I'll just go back and do some of these.
Let's do 1980s. Why not?
Okay, the 80s. Okay. Um,
Things I've never heard of.
let's see. 1989, you have David, Day One, Murderers Among Us, the Simon Wiesenthal story. My Name is Bill W. and Roe versus Wade.
I think Roe versus Wade wins.
It was a tie between Roe versus Wade and Day One.
Okay, that's good.
Okay. The Anne Gillian's this is 1988. The Anne Gillian story, The Attic, The Hiding of Anne Frank, Foxfire, Inherit the Wind, and The Taking of Flight 847, The Uli Derrickson story.
I have no clue what wins this. I will guess Foxfire.
It was Inherit the Wind with Kirk
Oh,
Douglas and Jason Robards and
seems
Darren
good.
McGavin and Gene Simmons. 1987, you have Escape from Sobibor, LBJ The Early Years, Pack of Lies, Promise, and Unnatural Causes.
Again, no clue. I will guess LBJ the early years.
It was Promise.
Sure.
Uh, yeah, I'm realizing this is less compelling when it's a lot of things you've never heard of.
Yeah, like that
In
that's
this,
that's why I kept like I just did 2025 to 2020
yeah.
because it has a good mix of funny things you heard of and genuine like oh it could be things. It's like I'm just kind of guessing blind here.
I'll do the 2000s. How about
Okay.
we'll do that instead because we'll go backwards from Grey Gardens because we know we did that one. Okay, Bernard and Doris, extras, the extra special series finale, the Memory Keeper's daughter, A Raisin in the Sun, and Recount.
I did look at this year because I thought it was very funny that Recount with Kevin Spacey and Raising the Sun with P. Diddy were both in the same year. But Recount does win that year.
Yes, it was Recount. Now I want to check some of these other casts to see if we
I
have any
checked
other.
them. There isn't really anybody, although like Ray Fiennes has like he's in the Epstein Black Book, but there isn't really much more evidence that he was fucked up in any way.
Bernard and Doris also does have Kevin Spacey as a producer, as an
Oh,
executive producer nominated for it,
how
and
about that?
extras does have Ricky Gervais, who's not like
Yeah.
he's just we just don't like him because he
I
sucks.
I expected extras to have like a shitty guy in the cast for it, but it didn't seem like there was like
Yeah,
a shitty in the same way guy.
yeah. 2007. You have Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee, Longford, 9/11: The Twin Towers, The Ron Clark Story, and Why I Wore Lipstick to My Mastectomy.
I mean, we did mention that it was one tied for the most nominations ever, so it must be Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee.
It is Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee. Correct. Okay. 2006. Flight 93, The Girl in the Cafe, Mrs. Harris, Yesterday, and The Flight That Fought Back.
I like that there's both Flight 93 and the flight that fought back. Like
Yeah.
that okay. Anyway, I think it's wait, it's the what's the girl at something?
In the cafe?
Yeah, that's the one it
Yes.
is.
It is that one. I don't know why this list is not alphabetical. I don't know why the Flight That Fought Back is just put at the end there instead of alphabetically where it should be, because all the rest of
I
these are listed
mean,
alphabetically.
oh yeah,
And
it's
I've been making an effort to slip the winner back in where it would fit alphabetically, and that one, I don't know.
weird.
Um, it is next up. You have Lackawanna Blues, The Life and Death of Peter Sellers, The Office Special, Warm Springs, and The Wool Cap.
So I remember from our episode and also just from researching that this was the first time we've done a Emmy winner for Best TV Movie. So it's not Life and Death of Peter Sellers. So it must be Lackawanna Blues?
It was Warm Springs,
Warm Springs.
which
Okay.
is Kenneth Branagh as I think FDR
Yes.
and Cynthia Nixon. as Eleanor. Um, 2004, you have, again, these are not alphabetical, and starring Pancho Villa as himself, Ike, Countdown to D-Day, The Lion in Winter, The Reagans, and Something the Lord Made.
I think it's something the Lord made.
It is,
Okay.
uh, but there's some interesting ones in here.
Hmm.
The Antonio Banderas Pancho Villa, the Glenn Close Patrick Stewart Lion in Winter, which I really want to talk about. That seems
Hmm.
interesting. The James Brolin Judy Davis Reagans.
That I can't wait for whenever we get to do that. I
Tom Selleck as Ike. Whoa,
yes. I
whoa!
I I can't wait for when we get on like a Judy Davis streak because that she is a
It's
really
shocking we've made it an entire year without talking about Judy Davis at all.
yeah, and we have confirmed with personally what our December movies are, and none of them feature
Yes,
Judy Davis.
no Judy Davis. Okay, 2003. We'll just finish out the decade just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
I hope this is interesting for people listening.
It's
If not,
interesting
skip
for me,
ahead.
and
Why
that's all
not?
that matters.
True. Door to Door, Homeless to Harvard, the Liz Murray story, Live from Baghdad, My House in Umbria, and Normal.
Normal, I think.
No, it was Door to Door.
Uh,
The William H. Macy as the door to door salesman with cerebral palsy.
so kind of sounds like another Maysles Brothers documentary.
It may be inspired by. I don't know. Does
Anyway,
not seem to be.
keep going.
Oh, William H. Macy co-wrote it.
Good for
Interesting. Did he
him.
direct it? No. Um, okay. Dinner with Friends, The Gathering Storm, James Dean, The Laramie Project, Path to War.
I think it's The Gathering Storm.
It is the Albert Finney, right? Churchill? Yes.
Yes.
There's a few in there that we should talk about. I want to do James Dean at some point. Speaking
Hmm.
of James Franco, but that seems interesting. Laramie Project sounds really good, but I don't think would be a good
It's a very
conversation.
serious topic.
Yes, it's the kind of thing that like I'm sure is a very good movie and a very good TV movie. We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to have fun talking about the Laramie Project.
Yeah. We like we want to talk about these, but at the same time, it's like we want to have fun, and it's like it's hard to balance that.
Yeah. Oh, weird. One of those other nominees, Path to War, is also a no, never mind. He's playing LBJ. Michael Gambon is LBJ. Okay.
Good for him.
Sure. I wonder how that sounds. Michael Gambon,
Yeah.
not someone I necessarily think about as having a great American accent.
Yeah. Finish out the
Okay.
decade.
Yes. Okay. Conspiracy. For Love or Country, the Arturo Sandoval story. Laughter on the 22nd floor or 23rd floor. 61, an asterisk, and Wit.
I think that's Wit.
It is Wit. Correct.
Great movie.
Haven't seen it, but we'll do it at some point. There's a lot of these. Again, now we're getting back into the stretch. There were a lot of those in those like late 2000s here that I just like, none of those really have a stick. But there's a lot of these here. We're getting back to like coming out of the era of the prestige TV movie of the 90s that like, it's a lot in here I want to do. I
Hmm.
want to do like Wit and Conspiracy sounds interesting. All five of these are ones that we should do sooner rather than later if possible. Okay.
There,
And 2000s.
I was just saying, there's a lot of ones we want to do sooner rather than later. So
That's
some of
true.
those sooners
Yes,
have to be turned into laters.
that's true. But like, talk about a lineup of all five of these from 2000. This is going to be tough. Annie, If These Walls Could Talk Too, Introducing Dorothy Dandridge, RKO 281, and Tuesdays with Maury.
Tuesdays with Maury.
Yes. But like, justifiably could have been any of those other four.
I mean, the other four all sounded like losers to me.
Fair,
Like
but like
not in a bad way, just like they sound like they wouldn't have won.
that's fair. Yeah, Tuesdays with Maury does have the airs about it of being, I don't know.
Like you have a sequel in there. You have the
Yes, but
Annie
there's a
remake.
sequel to If These Walls Could Talk, which was like huge. And I think the second one like got even better reviews than that first one.
I don't know. I don't know a single thing about them.
They're it's like all set in this. They're both like set in the same house over three generations. They're about like abortion and women's rights over the decades, and they're like time capsules in that kind of way. And they seem very interesting.
Interesting.
The second one here has Vanessa Redgrave, Michelle Williams, Chloe Sevigny, Nia Long, Natasha Lyonne, Paul Giamatti, Elizabeth Perkins, Sharon Stone, Regina King, Kathy Najimy, Ellen DeGeneres. Uh,
That's insane. Jesus Christ.
yeah.
What a
Uh,
fucking stacked
the
cast.
segments directed by Jane Anderson, Martha Coolidge, and Anne Heche.
Wow.
I mean, the original one also, your casts are Demi Moore, Shirley Knight, Catherine Keener, CCH Pounder, Sissy Spacek, Joanna Gleason, Xander Berkeley, Hetty Perez, Anne Heche, Cher, Jada Pinkett, Eileen Brennan, Lindsay Krause, Craig T. Nelson, Matthew Lillard, Rita Wilson, Diana Scarwood, Lorraine Toussaint.
I like how you stopped and placed emphasis on share. Kept
Well,
going.
I mean, just like that far. I mean, it's not that far down the list. It's because she's in the third segment of it. But just like I don't think I knew Cher was in that, and so it was a bit of a shock to me to see. Oh, Cher. I mean,
Like
she directed one of the segments and she was
I
a producer on it. I just don't think I know that much about the like. She's on the poster. I should have known. I just
yeah, I can
there you go.
picture the poster that has Cher, Sissy Spacek, and Demi Moore on it.
Yes, that's for this.
Hmm.
That's this one.
Yeah,
Um,
that's the first one.
yes. Is there are there more than just those two? I'm not sure. I think it's maybe just those two, but I know people
But
really like those are
let's do
like
an If These Walls Could Talk legacy sequel.
I mean it wouldn't really be a legacy sequel because they are all anthologies set in different time
I
periods anyway, so it would just be
I know
another
it's
one.
a
Yes,
joke, Gordon. You don't have to
thank
explain
you.
how the joke isn't funny.
Yeah, the people know. The
The
people
people
listening know.
already know, Gordon.
No, yeah, I mean like those ones I just feel like I hear when people talk about like the era of the prestige TV movie. Those ones are big ones in the conversation in like the history of the 90s to early 2000s like event TV movie.
Hmm. Yeah, we haven't had a event TV movie in a long while.
Yeah, and all the ones that are the ones that are like legacy sequels to pre-existing
Yeah,
series,
like
like El Camino, like the Deadwood movie, like the well, no, the Downton Abbey movies were theatrical.
yeah,
As was the Many Saints of Newark.
weird.
Remember that? Remember the Many Saints of Newark?
I remember it existed, and I remember no one saw it.
Yep, correct. Yeah, we're not we're this is not a time of the TV movie in its heyday, which is why we're doing this podcast, I guess.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, we are trying to bring back the TV movie by nostalgia baiting.
yep, nostalgia baiting with stuff like Anonymous Rex and Tech War. Tune back
Hell,
in next week on Tech War.
goodbye, everybody.